Hello, dear students. I'm Miss Tania Poveda. This is language class. Remember that this information you can download on your computer or tablets or cell phones, so you can read it and check it whenever you need to. Also, you can pause or rewind or forward this video as many times as you need. Okay, don't forget you can save this information. Remember that we are talking about jobs, we're talking about professions and careers. Today we're going to talk about dream job. Do you have any idea what a dream job is? Yeah, it's when you dream on working on something you really enjoy, you are happy. So that's something that is really hard to get, but once you have it, you are extremely happy and you're going to enjoy it like forever, especially if you receive a very good remuneration because of this. So what is your dream job? I would love to hear that. So today we're going to listen and read two people talking about their jobs. It's a way they describe their jobs. Pay attention because in the end of the video, I'm going to explain you what to do with that information, okay? So far, let's continue. We're going to read an article. Actually, it's an article divided in two, so it's like two articles. And we are going to read these statements and choose if what they say is true or false or they didn't mention it. So pay attention to the reading and listening, and then after that you tell me if the answer is true or false or no, mention it. Okay? So let's read these statements just to make sure that we have enough time to check all the information. Number one is, Sebastian was an undergraduate when he first heard about this special job. So pay attention who's Sebastian and if he was undergraduate. Well, when he first heard about this special job. At first, Sebastian wasn't very interested in the job. True, false, or no, mention. It's important that people can't see the mechanism that Paul built. Can't see the mechanism that Paul built. One problem that living status have is that people are not sure if they are real status. 5. Part of Sebastian's job was to see if any water slides were dangerous. So now you have an idea about what Sebastian's job was. 6. The worst problem for a living statue is the cold. This is in the end of the listening, so pay attention if he's talking about the cold or the heat. Sebastian's mother thought water slides were too dangerous for children. And number 8, the psychological pressure of being a living statue is difficult to bear. Okay, so remember these questions or have these questions on your phone or maybe print it so you can work better. Actually, in the email I'm going to send, I'm recommending to print slides number 4, this one, 13, and 15. So if you read it, you probably already have the information printed, or you can have it on your phone or write it down on your notebook. Okay, so you can work parallel with this video. Well, as you can see here in this listening, we're going to listen until minute 2:11, and then we pause. So follow the reading with your eyes. I'm going to help you with this laser, and let's continue.
Unit 2, Reading. Working Life. Sliding into a dream job.
While 22-year-old student Sebastian Smith was doing his final university assignment, he heard an advert on the radio asking people to apply for the best job in the world. The job was to evaluate water slides around the world. Sebastian spent the rest of the day dreaming about it and just knew that he had to apply. Meanwhile, 2,000 other people were thinking exactly the same. In the end, 5 lucky people got to the final selection event, which took place at a holiday resort in Egypt. After a number of trials, Sebastian convinced the judges that he was the best candidate. Sebastian finished his degree course in design, graduated, and then walked straight into his new job. It came with a good annual salary and all his travel expenses paid. Unfortunately, the job was only for 6 months, but it included a 7-night all-inclusive holiday. Sebastian felt that the job was a dream come true. There used to be a water slide close to where he lived as a young child, and he would beg his mother to take him. Sadly, the water slide closed before he could visit it. But now he has tried water slides in over 15 countries, from Turkey to Jamaica. There was a serious side to the job too. While he was enjoying himself on the slides, he had to talk to families and find out what they thought of the attractions. And Sebastian was also responsible for evaluating other factors, such as safety. Sebastian's predecessor in the job, Tommy Lynch, said that the only drawback was going to work on a cold day wearing only a pair of shorts.
Okay, so that was the first part. Now we're going to listen to the second one. This is from minute 211 to 402. So let's find out 2 minutes to 11. And again, I'm going to show you with the laser and you can follow with your eyes. You ready? Now this is a nightmare. Let's listen and read at the same time. Oopsie. Here we go.
A pair of shorts.
This job is a nightmare.
When you see them on the street, you really don't think of it as a full-time job. But for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, Paul Edmeades works as a living statue. Some time ago, Paul made a special metal structure and attached it to a heavy base. He hid the structure in his gold-painted suit and learned to sit back with just 1 foot on the ground and make it look as if he was defying gravity. Paul became one of the thousands of living statues working in the UK. These statues have to put up with children and adults coming up to them and touching them to see if they are real. And standing still for hours can bring serious health problems. Matt Walters has been a living statue for over 30 years. He used to be able to stand completely still for 3 hours at a time, but the pain became too much. The cold certainly doesn't help. Paul wears 4 pairs of trousers and 3 pairs of socks. And there are other, even worse dangers. Members of the public sometimes hit Paul, insult him, or even steal the money he makes. Once, when he was working in Trafalgar Square, a gang suddenly appeared and started kicking him. Luckily, he escaped, but that was all because he was working in somebody else's spot. So what about promotion or a pay rise? Is it possible to get ahead in this profession? Paul says that living statues are currently very popular in the United Arab Emirates, and the pay there is good. But the problem is the heat, which, for a living statue, is even worse than the cold.
Okay, with this we finish the two readings. So one was a dream job and this one was a nightmare. Now, let's
Unit 2.
read again these statements and choose if it's true, false, or not mentioned. So Sebastian, which is in the reading number 1, was an undergraduate when he first heard about this special job. At first, Sebastian wasn't very interested in the job. It's important that people can't see the mechanism that Paul built. One problem that living statues have is that people are not sure if they are real statues. Part of Sebastian's job was to see if any water slides were dangerous. They talk about something about safety. The worst problem for a living statue is the cold. Sebastian's mother thought water slides were too dangerous for children. And the psychological pressure of being a living statue is difficult to bear. Okay, so we can check on the answers. Here we have the answers. So it's true that Sebastian was an undergraduate when he first heard about this special job. At first, Sebastian wasn't very interested in the job. False. He was very interested since the beginning, as soon as he heard about that. It's important that people can see the mechanism that Paul built. They didn't talk about this mechanism at all. They didn't even mention it. One problem that living statues have is that people are not sure if they are real statues. True. Some people go and touch them to check if they're true or not. Part of Sebastian's job was to see if any water slides were dangerous. Remember that they say like he has to check if it was safe. The worst problem for a living statue is the cold. Yes, he said that it's even worse than the heat. Sebastian's mother thought water slides were too dangerous for children. False. It closed when he was a child and that's why he didn't go. And number 8, the psychological pressure of being a living statue is difficult to bear. They didn't talk about any psychological pressure, so no mention it. There you are. I hope that you did a good job with this. As they were talking about stories and about what they did in the past as a job, now we're going to talk about a little bit about simple past and past continuous. We already talked about simple present and present continuous. Now we're going to continue with simple past and past continuous. So here we have these 5 sentences. Let's try to recognize if they are simple or continuous, which is really easy because remember, continuous is composed by verbs to be in past, like was or were, and ing verb. That's it. And simple and past simple, it's when you change the verb with ed or if it's irregular. We're going to check about those verbs later. So Paul became one of the thousands of living statues in the United Kingdom. Became. What is this? Past simple or past continuous? He was working in somebody else's spot. Was working. What is this? Sebastian finished his degree course, graduated, and then walked into his new job. These 3 verbs are 4. While he was doing his assignment, he heard an advert on the radio. Advertisement. This is a short way to say advertisement, like a publicity. So was doing is this or this. heard this or this. Once he was working in Trafalgar Square, a gang suddenly appeared. So we have, what is this? And suddenly an interruption, what is this? Okay, let's check the answers and check if you were right. So became past simple, yes. Was working, past continuous. Finished, past simple. Graduated, past simple. Walked, past simple. Was doing, past continuous. Heard, past simple. Was working, past continuous. Appeared, past simple. There you are. So now we understand or we remember that past continuous is was and were. I don't see any were here, right? No, but it's was or were plus ing verbs, right? Do you agree with me? Yes, you do. So here I include this extra information about the explanation or the difference between simple past and past continuous. If we talk about simple past like we have here on the left, it says we use simple past to talk about completed actions like heard. You heard something at that specific moment in the past. Completed actions, habits, things you used to do in the past, like woke up early or went to your grandparents' house, things like that. And facts in the past. Remember that facts are real situations that you cannot change at all. They just exist. Okay, examples. I went to the cinema yesterday. So this is a completed action. I always visited my grandparents in my summer holidays when I was little. So I always visited, it's a habit. When I was little, it's a fact. I lived near Liverpool for a couple of years. So this is a completed action and a fact too. So when do you use past continuous? Past continuous is used to express interrupted actions, a specific time as an interruption, and parallel actions. So two actions at the same time in the past. So let's talk about the first one, the interrupted actions. I was watching TV. This is the action in past continuous. I was watching TV when, interruption, the phone rang. So that's why rang is in simple past, because it's an action, a completed action. Last night at 7, a specific time, last night at 7, I was having dinner. Yesterday at this time, I was having dinner, for example, a specific time in the past. And let's see, or let's talk about parallel actions. So two actions happening at the same time. While she was doing her homework, her brother was playing football. So both were busy at the same time. She was doing her homework and her brother was playing football. So now you can tell a little bit better the differences between simple past and past continuous. So now on these sentences, let's identify the rules again, maybe other extra rules, and let's find out if they are rules for past simple or past continuous. I know you're going to do it great, so let's do it. We use it to say that one thing happened after another. One happened after another. We use it to talk about an activity in progress at a moment in the past. activity in progress at a moment in the past. We use it to describe scenes in a story or description. We use it to talk about finished actions or situations in the past. We use it to talk about an activity in progress in the past that was interrupted by another action. So, what do you think? Let's check. There you are. So we use it to say that one thing happened after another, past simple. We use it to talk about an activity in progress at the moment in the past, past continuous. We use it to describe scenes in a story or description, past continuous. We use it to talk about finished actions or situations in the past, past simple. And finally, we use it to talk about an activity in progress in the past that was interrupted by another action, past continuous. So now we have a better idea when to use past simple and past continuous. Something that is very important when talking about verbs in past, especially simple past, is how you spell them. So there are some rules that you already know that I don't think we need to check like that carefully, but we can review a little bit. So cry, how do you spell it? Like this or like this? Develop, like this or like this? Double P or one P? Happen, one N or double N? Remember the rules, 1 syllables or 2 syllables or more. Hate, you add D or ED. Look at the spelling. Mention, double N or one N. Occur, double R or one R. Plan, one N or double N. So far, do you have your answers? Let's go to the other side. Prefer. So prefer one R or double R. Step, one P or double P. Stop, one P or double P. Stop. Look at my, listen to my pronunciation. Stop, step. How many sounds? Stop, step. Study. Like this or with Y? Travel. Like this or like this? Try with Y or like this. And visit, it's with double T or one TED. So you have your answers. Maybe you write down your answers or you have them on your head and you can share them with me. I think you had to print or to copy or have this on your cell phone screen so you can check it. Let's check the answers. There you are. Look at the spelling in cry in the past. Cry it. Develop, one P. Happen, happened with one N. Why we don't repeat P or N here? Because these are verbs, long verbs, 2 syllables or more. Develop, develop, 3 syllables. Happen, 2. So that's why you don't repeat. Okay? Hate, only D, because you don't have to repeat double E. If you have something like this, it will sound something like hate it, hate it. And it doesn't make any sense. Doesn't sound good either. So mention is the same case like develop and happen. It's a long verb, 2 syllables or more. So that's why you don't repeat letter N. Mention it. Occur. Double R. Yes, in this case, yes, because the sound is short. Occur. Plan. It's one sound. Plan. Only one syllable, so you repeat. Planet. Okay. Prefer. Prefer. Yes, double R. Just like occur. Because if you don't do this, this will sound different. So remember, prefer, even if it has two syllables, you will have to repeat R because of the sound. Prefer it. Step, one sound, step, double P. Stop, one sound, stop, stop it, double P. Study, irregular verb. So you change, study it. Like the rule in cry, IED, study, IED. Travel, travel it, double L. Try, try it. Same rule as study, studied, and cry, cried. And finally, visit, visited with one T. That's a very common verb that you know very well. So far, this is the beginning of the new grammar class that we're going to have the next few days. I hope it's a little bit clear and that you remember a lot of the information. Now, this is a question I made you in the beginning of this video. What's your dream job? Okay, as I told you in the beginning, I would love to hear about what's your dream job. So like Sebastian, his dream job was trying slides around the world, and he was traveling around the world like holidays, enjoying and making sure that they work right and getting information from people and if they like it or not. And everything was paid, like his full vacations were paid because he was enjoying of slides, right? So would you like to do something like that? Tell me about your dream job and tell me something like you really love and you really enjoy and you would love to do it even for free if you love it that much. Of course that a dream job will include a very, very good salary. So we're going to do like this. Take a time from 30 seconds to 50 seconds, so less than a minute, from 30 to 50 seconds. And this is this is a video of you explaining what's your dream job. You can do it in Zoom or any other tool that you consider more appropriate. And you can use pictures. You can share pictures, maybe a PowerPoint presentation or only one picture showing your dream job so you can explain better. And again, you send me the link. You don't send me the video, send me the link. And the best videos will go to Voices of Webley. That's your homework for next week. Okay? So that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention. I will love to hear about your dream job again. And see you next week. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.